Hi, Pete Miller here. On YouTube, you've seen me in a dinner suit and a bow tie and speaking about what to do on stage as a event host MC, but this is a bit different. This is off stage. This is me off stage. And I had an amazing experience the other day, and I thought, I'll just talk about it as a coach. I was emceeing a lady, we'll call her Diana, and yeah, she was, I thought, all ready for it. She wasn't a full-time MC. She was one of these MCs, and there's a lot of these sort of people that have risen highly in their career, and they get to a certain point, and because they're effervescent or they're confident or they're on the committee, they get asked to MC an event. And she'd done a few of these, and this is the biggest one, and she had the smarts to give me a call, and we had a few sessions together. Now, I thought it was all going swimmingly well, and I had prepared, and we had prepared herself well for the event. And then, unbeknownst to me, before the event, she sent me a message. Now, I don't do WhatsApp and Line and apps that much. I do email. I said to my clients always, if you make sure to get me a message, send me an email. I normally get that within a couple of hours. But she sent me a message on WhatsApp a few hours before she was about to go on stage. I'll read it to you. It says, Pete, can you give me some mental strength or mindset of what I should think now and later on stage? I missed it completely. I saw it 2 days later. And I was a bit shocked because I just didn't expect her to have this level of insecurity. She's a martial artist, and she's risen very high in her career, and I thought she had it all together. However, it reminded me of what public speaking is like. It's tough. And even though you might feel confident, hands up who is watching this that has felt confident before they've started preparing for the event, and as the event gets closer and closer and closer and closer, the demons start to come in. The imposter syndrome, the ego saying you're a fake, you can't do this, and it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And this is what was happening to Diana. And yeah, she managed it. I watched the film, the video of her, and it was fine, but I could see that she had been struggling before, and this is not a good way to be. And I was the same, but I had so many jobs early in my career, and I felt sick before each one of them. I thought, I got to do something about this. This is ridiculous. So, you have to coach yourself. I had a mentor, and I used to ask him about this, and he used to give me a few tips. But ultimately, you're the one on stage. You're the one putting yourself out there, and you're only 0.001% of the people in the world. 99 won't do it. They cannot get themselves on stage, because on stage you're naked. They can see everything. They can see all your insecurities and the whole thing. So I congratulate you for being on stage, but if you're going to do that, make sure you have something in place to counteract those negative thoughts that are going to come up, because they're going to come up for you no matter how much work you've done. And thank goodness I realized this later in early in my career, because I used to physically feel sick before each job, and the imposter syndrome was huge for me, because I actually started as an actor, and I thought, well, I should be acting. This is me just reaching out to you as an MC coach and saying, listen, have these things in place. Have something that when the negative thoughts, they'll get more and more as the event gets closer and closer and closer, they'll get stronger. It's your ego saying you are a complete and utter fake. They're strong. That's strong. You've got to be strong to counteract this, and you've got to be able to recognize it first. You go, negative thought, and have something to replace it. In the old days, we used to have a cassette player. There used to be a plastic cassette with tape on it, and you'd put the tape in and play the music. Take the old cassette out. It's not serving you anymore. Throw it away and put the new cassette in. And this can be a mantra. It can be, I've got this, and this is what I said to Diana on my phone here. I said to her, what I would have said to you is, I believe in what I say. I've found this to be a pretty powerful statement. I believe in what I say. I believe, and suddenly the negative thoughts just, you overpower them. You're working on your genius level. You've gone from good to great to excellent to genius, and that's where you want to get to when you're on stage as an MC or as any public speaker. You want to get to genius level because you're doing something extraordinary. And that's why I love working with public speakers and performers and MCs, event hosts. And that's why I started the MC directory, because I liked having those people together. And we've talked about this as a group and how do you prepare. Not just the normal stuff like the run sheet and the equipment and what you're going to wear and everything like that. That's the logical stuff. That's the left-hand side of the brain stuff. What about the right-hand side? How do you prepare mentally? How do you get yourself ready and stop the negative thoughts from overtaking you? And everyone, all the good MCs have their own way of counteracting them, have their own system. And I like taking the cassette thing out. That really worked for me. But the journal is the biggest part for me. I've committed myself in my 20s when I had a very bad incident happen to me with a car accident, and I decided then, and I was in a bad way mentally, horrible emotionally, and I just decided then I'd better do something about it, and I got into personal development. I've never stopped. I started to read books, and each book made me feel stronger and stronger and stronger, and that's what I've done all my life. I've been trying to get stronger, smarter, clearer, better. There's the original saying, mantra is, every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. That was the original affirmation that I was told years and years and years ago. And apparently someone said that's the first one that there ever was, sort of thing. And I'm not sure, but it's still good. It still works. In every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. I've got my own mantra, which I sort of have used for many years. It's very powerful, and I got it from reading a whole stack of books, and I put it together. And I've taken it from all these different teachers, and it's: the infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind reveals to me everything I need to know at all times, everywhere I go. Thank you. You say that enough, it works. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind reveals to me everything I need to know at all times, everywhere I go. Thank you. That's a pretty powerful statement. And yeah, so that will counteract any negative thinking as well and strengthen you. I used to write it on a card, have it on a card, and I used to place it around to remind me to say this affirmation, because every time you say it, you feel awesome. You feel really, really good. So there's the journal, there's the mantra that you need to have and make it particularly for you. The affirmations, they do work. You're going to need them if you're a public speaker to counteract that imposter syndrome that's going to happen nearly every job. It still happens to me, but I've got things in place where it doesn't last that long. The longer it stays in your brain, the more powerful and effective it is. Even the person that looks so confident and seems so well prepared, if they haven't got something in place to knock those negative thoughts, it'll catch them. You know, fear, F-E-A-R, fear, it's well known. Fear stands for false emotions appearing real. And yeah, she didn't need to feel insecure, but it was her ego. Just be careful of the ego. Once you're on genius level, as I talked about before, the ego it's out of the picture. It's gone. Gonski. It doesn't like being having something like a mantra or an affirmation. It pushes the ego away and therefore allows you to work on the genius level, which is where you want to get to. All right. Once again, I just remind you that public speaking is the very best way to improve yourself, to get stronger, and to develop your character. Okay, bye for now.